Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. So we'll start the session, guys. Just 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. I hope you can able to view my screen. Okay, guys. In the last session, so what we have done, so we saw that, so what is the Snowflake, and then what is the cloud data warehousing solution, and then how to create a trial account in our Snowflake, right? Now, in this particular session, what we are going to do is we will see how to load a data into our Snowflake tables. For example, so this is our file. This is CSV file. This is our text file. Okay. This text file and CSV file, we wanted to load a data to our Snowflake tables. Now, if you wanted to load a data to our Snowflake tables, so first let me log in into the Snowflake account. The account which you have created, this is the account which you have created. You can use this URL or you can use this URL. Both are similar. Now let me open this particular account. Now let's come here. I'm opening this particular account. Now here, one thing, you can able to see the account details, right? This is your unique account ID. This is related to Asia Pacific Southeast region. Which region we have selected. Based on that, your region will come here. Sometimes, so for you it will be different for everyone, it will be unique for everyone. So you won't get, sometimes you won't get the region details, so you will get the account details after that snowflake.computing, but it will be when you create a account, it will be unique for everyone. Remember this. Okay, don't like get confused, like, so everyone, so when I am using here, this account is different, your account will be different. And let me log in. So when I created this account in the last session, so we used username, and then I have given the password also, right? This is the username and then password. When you logged into this account, see this one, directly it is coming to app.snowflake.com, right? Again, it is giving AP Southeast 1 region. This is region. This is your account details. This is your account details. By default, when you open your account, by default, it will go to this particular worksheets, this particular user interface. Right hand side, you can able to see all the worksheets which you have opened before, and then left hand side you can able to see your navigation panel here, and then here you can able to see the account details, so username, and then this is the roles. Role, if you observe, by default, right, every role when it is coming to Snowflake, the by default role is account admin. On this particular one, you will get a one certification question here. Like other databases, remember, here you don't have administrator. In certification question, they will give the objective questions like, below what all the roles available in Snowflake. They will give like administrator, and then like a system admin, user admin, public, organization, they will give that. But account admin is the super user here. You won't have administrator. Remember that. If administrator is there, that is not your Snowflake role. The equivalent role will be here account admin. Don't get confused. Okay, account admin is the super user role here. So it will have all the permissions. By default, when you log in, you are going to log in with, so you will get account admin role, and then this is your the details, and then so this is the with the username and then password we have given, right? And then the same thing you can able to see it here. This is the Snowflake icon, and then so if you wanted to, if you click on this, it will go to the documentation portal, and you can able to see this is your unique details again here. If you click on this, and if you wanted to see this one, this is our Snowflake account, right? Again, it will show you here. You can able to see organization name, cloud, and then what is the region we have selected, what is the edition we have selected. We have selected enterprise edition, right? And then here if you click on this, like a account identifier will be copied. This is nothing but this one, and then this is your account URL. This is account URL. We will see that when you click on that, so you can able to get that account URL. This is required. See this one, this is the account URL, right? Nothing but, so when you log in, see this one, right? Same thing, right? 5279, same thing, right? This is nothing but a account URL. When you created an account, the same account URL we are going to get it. Okay, now when you log in here, you can able to see the default worksheets, right? The worksheets which you have opened, you can able to see the details here. See this, in the yesterday session we have opened 23 hours ago, we have opened this particular worksheet. If I wanted to open this worksheet, just click on that, that worksheet will open. See this one, the worksheets. Like this, you can able to create n number of worksheets here. See this one, the worksheet here, the which you have worked the in the previous session, and then you can able to see the worksheets here, right? So these are the worksheets which you have, which it is available here. And let me close it, and if I close, then directly it will come to this one. And if you wanted to work with any like a thing, so just if you wanted to see databases and all those details, click on data, click on data. So don't worry guys, we will go one by one each and every option. We are going to discuss each and everything. We are not going to miss any one specific option here. We will see each and every option here. See this, click on database. When you click on database, here the right hand side, you can able to see plus symbol, right? This symbol is to create database. This symbol we will use to create a database. Now, why we need to create a database? For example, let me delete this one. We will do it again. Let's come to this. I will drop this one, drop database. Now I have dropped this particular database. And then again, if I click on this refresh option, here you will have a refresh option. Now database is not available. Now what we are going to do, our requirement is, observe this. This is the file. This is text file with comma separate delimiter, comma separate delimiter. This is a text file with comma separate delimiter. Here, this file data, we wanted to load it into our Snowflake. This is a data, right? Data where we are going to store. Data will be stored in our tables, right? Tables where it will be available. It will be in a schema. Schema where it will be there in a database, isn't it? If you wanted to load a data, we should have table. The table where it will be available within a schema. The schema where it will be available within a database, right? To easily understand. So for example, anything when you are working here, one database, you can have n number of databases. Within one database, you can have n number of schemas. Within that schema, you will have a tables. Within the table, you will have a data, right? For example, so it's so easily to easily understand, let me explain with the Excel sheet. Suppose if you wanted to work with the Excel sheet, what is required? We should have Excel should be installed in our system, right? Let's assume Microsoft Excel, which it is installed, Microsoft Office, sorry, which it is installed in our system, that is a database, like a trial account. Once it is installed, once Microsoft is installed Office, you can open n number of Excel sheets, right? There is no limit, right? Each and every Excel, let's assume a separate database, okay? Each and every Excel assume it is a separate database. And here you have a worksheet, right? Sheet, right? Let me create multiple sheets. Each and every sheet, again, you will have a separate data. For example, this is employees data. This is accounts related data. This is sales data, and then this is related to, for example, HR related data. Now, why you are creating multiple sheets? I wanted to keep the data separately. I don't want to mix everything in one place, right? That's why I wanted to keep the data separately. For that, within that worksheet, this is a worksheet, right? This is a schema. Within that worksheet, you can create n number of tables like this. For example, this is one table. Let's assume that. And then this is another table. Every table will have different column names and different data types, right? This is another table. This is another table, right? Everything. So we have a tables, right? These tables, where it is available in this particular sheet, available in this particular sheet, right? This we will call it as a schema here. We can call this as a schema. Like that, you can have n number of worksheets. Whatever the table we are maintaining here, you can maintain different tables here. Only the related to accounts related information, we can able to maintain it here. Only related to accounts information. This is our the accounts related tables. And here this is related to sales tables. All the sales related information I am going to store it in this worksheet. All the HR related information I will share it in this particular worksheet I am going to store. Then what will happen here? Each and every worksheet, we are maintaining separate subject wise data. For example, let's assume in a class you will have all the different subjects, right? Each and every subject, so it's related to that particular subject, chapters will be available, right? That is nothing but a schema. So the same worksheets you can consider as a schema. This particular complete schema, where it is available in this book one. This is a Excel, right? This is, you can consider it as a database, right? So what we required, if you wanted to load a data into the table, we need a table structure where the tables will be available in the schema, where the schema will be available in the database. Clear, right? Now the understand the relation. Now let's come to this. We are planning to load a data here. To load a data, what we required? We required a table where we need to, this table will be available in a schema. This schema, where it will be available in a database. So if you wanted to work with this, what we need to do first? We need to create a database. Then, so we should have a schema, then we should have a table structure, right? Now let's come to this here. Now this is the file we wanted to load. Come here. Here these are default databases which we have, so for our practice purpose, which Snowflake has given. See this one, you can able to see all these other tables available, right? All these tables you can able to see that, right? All these tables, it is available here. We didn't created all these tables, right? By default it is available, right? These tables, it is created by Snowflake, and then this particular database share it to us with a so with our account by Snowflake. So we are not creating here. If you wanted to create a new database, this we will call it as a shared databases. These are shared databases. Now, so let's come here. If I wanted to create a database, then what to do? Now, let's come to data. See this one, you can able to see right hand side, database. Click on database. You can create this in the worksheets also, but this is a icon which it is available here. By using this also we can able to do this. Otherwise you can write a query, that is also fine. Now what is the database name? I wanted to create a database as class. This is optional. It means why you are creating this database, what you wanted to maintain, that we can give the optional comments, we can give it. The class database, for practice purpose I am creating the class database. Then if I click on create, if I click on create, database will be created. See this one, database class created. Now observe this. Once the database class is created, you can see by default two schemas here. One is information schema, another one is public schema. One is information schema, another one is public schema here. whatever the objects you are going to create, like tables, views, streams, and then tasks and everything, we can able to see that in a public schema here. If you create any objects, whatever the objects we are going to create under public, right, these things will be created, these things like metadata will be maintained in our information schema. Always remember, information schema, public schema, by default it will be created. For every database, by default you will get a information schema. It will maintain metadata information about the objects. Going forward we will see that. At this moment, remember what is information schema means. It is a default schema which will be created in our Snowflake to maintain all the metadata information related to our public schema objects, we can say that. Okay, now here we don't have any table, right? The schema is available. When you created a database, by default schema is created, schema is available. Then next, what we required a table structure, right? Now just a minute, we wanted to create a table structure. To create a table, so we can write a query in a worksheet. Let me open the worksheet also here. Now I have opened a worksheet. Now if I wanted to work with that, click on plus symbol, SQL worksheet. Here I need to write a query. See this one, by default where it is connected to the previous, the Snowflake sample data. But where we wanted to work with that, in the class. If I wanted to work with a class database, here you need to select drop down list. You need to select, this is the one option. Another option is, here you can click on this plus symbol, set worksheet context. Then automatically this worksheet will be connected to the database. See this one, class database, it is connected, right? Class database, it is connected. And then which schema we need to connect? Public schema. Class and public, it is connected, right? Now whatever you are going to write queries, it will be executed in this public schema in the class database, right? Here, see this one, when it is coming to here, sorry, okay, so when you come here, you have an option to create. If you wanted to create a table here, you need to write a query, create table, table name, like column names and data types. Here we have a option, create option, right? See this, click on this create option. You can able to see all these are the objects, guys, in our Snowflake. We will discuss each and everything. Tables, views, stages, storage integration object, file format, sequences, pipes, streams, tasks, functions, procedures, dynamic tables, right? All these are the different options which it is available in Snowflake. Some are new here. So for me also, dynamic tables, I didn't work till now. We will see that anyway. But so here you can able to see what. So my suggestion is, when you are practicing, right? For example, you clicked on this create table option. When you are seeing the interface, just try to observe what all the different options it is available. So when the topic comes, you should not like the get that like this is a new terminology for me, right? Just understand, just observe the what all the options it is available. No need to do anything, just like go through that what all the options it is available. Here what you need to do now, we need to create a table. Now when you are creating a table, right, we can create standard table, that is nothing but our Snowflake table. In the tables also we have different types in our Snowflake, like a permanent, transient, and then temporary. We will come to that. And external tables. These are the different types of tables. We will come one by one. Now let's click on standard table. Now when I click on standard table, where it has routed to us, it has taken us to, see this one, worksheet. It has taken us to the worksheet here. See this one, this is kind of worksheet it has opened here, right? So it has opened. Now here, what is the script it has given by default? Create a table. We have a column name, data type. And then if you wanted to see the like a create table script, so whatever the suggestion it is giving, right, the supported types, so you can use this, and then you can open the documentation here. You can able to understand what are the data types here we have. See this one, what are the data types we have, how to create a table. So you can able to get the complete the information. So you can so create a table. So for example, if you wanted to create these other data types, right, so after that if you wanted to create a table, you will get somewhere that model constraints like database information schema reversed. Let me create table. Let me type, for example, create table, create table. See this one, you will get that create table syntax, create table. See this one, create or replace table. These are the different types of the tables. Okay, table, table name, we have a column names, and then data types. If you wanted to see the sample here, now observe this one, you can able to get the sample also. See this one, column names and then data types, column names and data types, right? Create table, table name, column names and data types, you can able to see that. So like this, so we have this particular data, right? So if you wanted to see all the data types here, you can able to see all the data types previously. So what you can able to like get it, right? All the data types is available here. See this one, these are all the data types. Okay, now we wanted to create, see like one more thing here, completely ANSI SQL only, ANSI SQL only. So there is no difference when it is writing your queries in Snowflake. It is nothing but SQL only. Don't worry about it. And so here we have some of the options is different. So we can see to also store semi-structured data, we have a variant data type, remaining all are similar. Variant data type, and then we have time formats, different timestamp formats is available. Okay, these are the different data types which it is available. Now our requirement is we wanted to create a table. When you wanted to create a table, based on this particular data, we wanted to load the data. If you wanted to load a data, what are the columns we have? These are the column names. What about the data types? ID is a number, name is a varchar, ID, salary is a number, age is a number, location is a varchar, right? We can use that, right? Now let's try to create a table. Table name, this is a employees related information. Now we are going to create a table. Create table. What is the table name? I will give table name is EMP, employee table. And then what about the column names? Let me copy the column names from here. Column names, see this one, column names here, column names, ID will be number, and then name will be space varchar, and then again salary will be number, and then age again number, and then location, so we will give as a varchar, right? So we have given all the column names here. So what we are doing here, so we have given the create table statement. So table name, the column name, and then data type, column name, data type. This is a create table statement. So what we are doing is create table statement. So let me save this create table statement also here, so that it will be useful for you when you are creating a table. Create statement. So this is what we are using to create a table, right? Column names and data types we are using. So now observe this. So we need to execute this. When you execute this, what will happen? Table will be created, right? I wanted to comment this. I have commented, and all these are the commented. If you give so this slash so hyphens, then it will be commented. If you wanted to comment like multiple lines, what you can do is you can give like for example star like this, and after that you can give star and then forward slash. Okay, so this is like a comment. For example, if I remove this also, see this one, it is in a comment. Sorry, just a minute. How to use like this. See this one, commented. So forward slash star after that. So star and then forward slash. So this is like a comment syntax. Okay, fine. Now we are creating a table structure. Observe when I click on create table, what it is doing. See this one, table has been created. Table has been created. So with this, like by default, when you give a number, by default it has taken the digits like so precision and then scale. 38 is the length and then 0 is the scale. And then here this is the the digits. So how many characters it is allow, right? So by default it has taken, right? Table has been created. Now observe this, table is available or not? Now, where the table is created in this public schema. Now we created in this public schema. Now, if you observe in the worksheet also, let me refresh it here. See this, refresh. You can able to see here also table created. See this one, table is available. Do you have any data here in the table? It's a empty table. See this one, number of rows 0, size 0, right? We don't have any other information, right? Because we don't have any data here. Now, what we wanted to do, we wanted to load a data into this table. From where we wanted to load a data? We wanted to load a data from this particular employee file. This particular employee file. When you wanted to load a data, just observe what all the options we are having. See this. When I click on a table, here I am getting load table option, right? This is one option to load table. Another option is come to the worksheet. If I click on this, see this one here also, you have a load data option. Both the ways you can able to do. One is in a worksheet, another one is directly in our, so this interface, right? So in the directly in the this particular one. Now anything, both are same options, similar options it will give. And I am clicking on load table. When I click on load table, by default, Snowflake has taken compute warehouse. See this one, compute warehouse. This is nothing but virtual warehouse. Don't get confused this with our data warehousing. This is compute warehouse is your virtual warehouse. It is nothing but in the when you are utilizing the VDS remote desktops, right? There will be a computation, right? The same thing it will take in care. Okay, so when we are working with this, we will discuss more about the computation. At this time, remember that if you any query when you are processing, this computation layer is required. Computation virtual warehouse is must and should, otherwise we cannot. So this is compute warehouse. And coming to see this one, next option, drag and drop the file here which we wanted to load. Otherwise you have a browse option, right? Another option is you can click add from a stage. You can click add from a stage. See this one, you can add from a directly from the stage. If the data is available, you can add it, but we don't have anything here. So now click on browse. See this one, click on browse. We will come to the stages later, what all the stages it is available, what all the different types of stages here we have. All these things we will see. Now let's come to what is the file. This is the file, right? Select the file which we wanted to load. This particular thing, the local file we have loaded, local file we have picked, right? The file is picked. And click on next. When you click on next, what is this asking? It is asking give me the file format. Give me the file format, or select existing or create in worksheet. See this one, you can select existing file format, or you can create a new file format in worksheet. Worksheet means nothing but if you click on this, it will open this one worksheet. Here you need to create a file format. Here we have to create a file format. For example, so when I click on this, so you can able to get the option to create a file format. So previously we saw that, right? The table creation and then everything you can able to see that. So here you can write a script, then it will be created. Now see this. If I click on drop down list, see this one, what you are, what you can able to see. These are all the different file formats Snowflake will support. This is your another interview question and certification question. How many file formats Snowflake will support? Totally. So it will be, see this one, XML, ORC, Avro, Parquet, JSON, CSV, right? These all are the formats. CSV or TSV. These are the delimited files. These are the 6 different file formats Snowflake will support. Maybe we are familiar with comma separated value, tab separated values, and XML. What about the other formats? JSON format, Parquet format, Avro, right? WARC. All these are semi-structured files. When you are working with that, we will see that what is the semi-structured files like JSON files, Parquet files, we will see that. Now our file is CSV file. Before that, why I need to create the file format? Why you need to define here? Let me come to this. If you observe this file, as a human, what you can understand? I can understand this first line is a column names, right? First line, I can understand this is a column names. And then this is comma separate delimiter. See this one? These are comma separate delimiter. From the second line, I can say that this is a data, right? By seeing this file, I can understand that first line is a column names. From the second line, I can consider that it is a data, right? This is data, the column names and then data types we have, right? This is a data. The column name, see this one. So column name, so we have a data. And when it is coming to the data, this is a comma separate delimiter. Coming to delimiter rights, we will have comma separate delimiter, pipe separate delimiter, tab separate delimiter, different delimiters will be there. Delimiter means what is separating in between column to column, that we will call it as a delimiter. What is separating in between column to column, we can call that as a delimiter. Remember. Okay. Now when it is a valid file, complete file should be with a single delimiter. It should be with a single delimiter. For example, in the first line, if it is a commas, in all the second lines, if it is a pipe, this is a pipe. If I give it as a pipe, this is not a valid file format. Valid file format. The complete file, it should be with a single delimiter. Then only we can do that. Okay. Now let's come to this one. Let's give comma here also, comma. Now this is a file format. Now, so as human, we can understand this, but how come Snowflake will understand, right? That's why we are creating a file format here. Observe this one, delimited file, CSV or TSV file format. We are trying to create. Then see this one, skip header. Why we want to skip a header? If you observe the file, this is not your data. When you are loading, we are loading now, we are need to load only the data. We don't want it to load column names, right? Correct, right? That's why we need to use skip header. Skip header, skip one line. If you click on custom, then you can enter like 2 lines or 3 lines or 4 lines. This is another interview question. If I wanted to skip first 5 lines from a file, or if I wanted to skip first 10 lines from a file, how to do? This is the skip header option is available. By default, what is? So skip header, skip one line, right? So don't skip is a default one, skip one line. So that is nothing but header we are skipping, right? Why we need to skip? That is a column names, because it is not a data. We don't want to consider that as a data. That's why we skipped it. And then what about the field delimiter here? Field delimiter, see this one, this is a comma. What is here delimiter in this particular file? This particular file, comma is our delimiter, right? That's why comma. If it is a tab, if it is a semicolon, if it is a space, or vertical bar, nothing but a pipe, or custom means if you have at the rate, if you have hash symbol or any other symbol, then we can click on a custom, then you can give that as a delimiter. But what is the delimiter here? This delimiter is comma separate delimiter, right? We have taken comma separate delimiter, and the remaining all are leave it optional. These are the trim. So spaces, if unnecessary spaces is there, we can trim the spaces. So field optionally enclosed by, if you have additional commas anywhere, then how to handle that, that we will come to that. And then date format, automatic date format will be created, timestamp format, all these are these normally let it be. And another thing, so what are the things here we selected? Skip file and then field delimiter, that's it. Next thing, see this, what should happen if error encounters while loading a file? It means I am loading a file. In that particular file, if I have any errors, what to do, how to handle that? That is nothing but like what should happen if error encounters when you are loading file. There is a options called, see this one. What are the options? We have two options. One is on error abort statement. It means do not load any data. Do not load any data. Another one is only load valid data from a file. It means in a file, if you have 10 values, in that 10 rows, in that 5 is valid, 5 is invalid, it will load only 5. That is nothing but only load valid from the file. That is on error equal to continue. If you use do not load any data, it will abort the statement, it will throw us the error. So I am selecting this one. So now whatever the selections we have done here, right, what Snowflake is doing in the backend, whatever the selections we have given here, it has written a script in the backend. Observe this one. If I click on show SQL, see this one we will copy it. If you wanted to copy, this is the symbol. Okay, just copy. Now I will hide that. Let's come to this. I will save it here. This is we are going to discuss in the next session, and this we will come to that, what it will do, what it has given. Based on our selection, whatever we have done here, what it is going to do is copy into table. This is a table schema database, copy into table from, this is at the rate class dot public dot percentage emp. This is stage name. By default, stage name it has taken. This is file path. This is file path. From this particular file path, it is going to pick the data from this particular, this complete thing, we will call it as a stage. From this stage, it is going to pick it from here, and then it will load into this particular table. When it is loading, whatever the options we have given, right? Type CSV, skip header 1, field delimiter, comma, right? So all these options it has taken here. See this one, right? And on error abort statement or purge equal to true. This is going to run in the backend. This is going to run in a backend. What Snowflake is going to do is, if you wanted to load any file, first it will load the data to the stage area. From the stage, it will load the data to the table. Always remember this. These are the two-step process. Directly, it will not load the data from file to the table. Always, it will keep the data into stage area. That is mandatory here. So at this moment, stage means, remember, it's a temporary area where we are going to keep the files for cleansing kind of activities. We will see that going forward. Now here, in the script also it has done the same thing. Copy into table from stage area. This is the stage. See this one, file will be loaded to the stage first. Once it is loaded from the stage, when it is loading to the table, it will copy from the stage, it will load the data to the table. That it will do in the backend. Now here, click on next. Observe this. When I click on next, what will happen? Just observe. I clicked on next, loading data into a table. Observe this. successfully loaded. And what is loaded? emp.txt loaded to emp. How many rows? 4 rows is inserted into the table, right? So if I click on done, it will be gone. And then if I click on query data, it will come to the open worksheet, and then it has given a select statement. See this one, select star from table, and then limit to 10 it has given. So generally we will use select star from table, right? Limit means how many rows it has to pick. Limit to 10 means it will pick only first 10 rows. Limit to 100 means it will pick only 100 rows, not the first or last. Just it will pick 10 rows randomly. If we give limit 1, it will pick only 1 row. That is a limit here. Okay. Now let's observe the data here. See this? We are running. We can use this run button, or we can use control enter. Both are similar. Now we can able to see the data, right? Data you can able to see, right? Whatever the data it is loaded, you can able to see that. Whatever the data it is available in the file, the data we have loaded to the table. Now if you wanted to see here, go to the database, click on the table. Here also see this one, it is directly telling number of rows, right? So instead of running a query, if you wanted to see that, here click on that, you will have the view. This is a view definition. Just click on this, you will have a data also, it will be there. View data, preview data. See this one, instead of writing query, you can able to preview data, you can able to see that. This is another option. So what we have done here, we have loaded the data from our file to our Snowflake tables, right? When I click on done, it is done. Again, I wanted to load another data. For example, see this. Here we have CSV file. This is not a Excel file. .xlsx, it will not load. Always Snowflake will support CSV files. If you wanted to load Excel files, you need to convert that into CSV, then you have to load. To convert that into CSV, click on a file, click on a save as option, and here you will have, click on that, you can able to see CSV comma delimited format. CSV comma delimited format. You can able to see that, right? Right? This is comma delimiter. So you can save always in this format. Then you can able to load. Otherwise, normal Excel files you cannot able to load. Now this is a CSV file format. You can see that here also. See this one, comma separated value file. This file, what is the data we are having? Same data, column names, employee ID, name, salary, age, location. These are the columns, same columns. Whatever the columns it is there in the table. See this one. Let's come to this. Whatever the columns it is available in the table, same columns. I wanted to load this particular file data also into the same table. To do that, what I will do, again click on load data, again click on browse, select the file, CSV file, and then click on next. And here, once your file format is created once, you can use the same file format n number of times for the same type of file. No need to create every time, right? Once you created a table structure, you can load the data into the table n number of times, right? Same way here, file created, we can use the same file format. What is the file format we have created previously? So we have selected this file format, we have selected. So by default file format, right? This is the default file format, not created. So we will create it going forward also. Don't skip. So sorry, we need to skip one line, then comma separate delimiter. Let it be. Here you can use any option. On error continue. Now I have used. When I click on show, see this one. Previously here on error equal to abort statement. Now we have selected continue option, so continue is there. Purge equal to true is there, right? We will discuss about that also. Purge equal to true. If once the file is loaded, when you are discussing stage, we will discuss this. Purge means it once the data loaded into the table, it will remove the data from the files. I mean, it will remove the file from the stages once it is loaded the data to the table. That's why we will use a purge. Okay, that is the concept of purge. Now, so let's select it and then click on next. Observe this, successfully loaded. How many rows? 8 rows loaded. Click on done. If you wanted to see that, refresh it here. You can able to see employee table. This is the employee table. Here also you have a data preview. See this one. Previously we have 4. Now we have 8. If you wanted to run a query here, you can run it. If you use limit only 10, it will show. If you use select star from EMP, now let's run this. What you observed here, you can able to see the data, 12 rows. 12 we have here, right? Now let me run this one. Control enter is a shortcut. We can see only 10 because only 10 rows it is showing, because limit I have given as a 10, right? Now in this session, so what we have done here, just we created a database by using this option, right? We clicked on a data. Let me show you from the starting. Once we logged in, we will get this particular user interface. You need to click on data here, this one data, then you will come to the database. When you click on database, you will get a database symbol. Just click on the database. Database will be created. Once you create a database, within the database we need to create a table. Come here. So here you have an option to create. You can create a table like this, standard. Then it will open to the worksheet. Otherwise you can write a query in the worksheet. Both are same. You can write a query in the worksheet to create table statement. Both will be similar. Once you create the table, then you can go to click on a table. You will get a load table option. When you click on a load table, it will ask you what is the file you wanted to load. After that, it will ask you like a file format options. Once you given that options, when you click on next, then data will be loaded into the table, right? We can see the data here, right? We can see the data here. See this one. And then if you wanted to download a data, you can download this result. And every query when it is running, you will have statistics here. See this one. This is like a high level information. So you can see query details, how much time it has run, how many number of rows, query ID. If I click on query ID, it will take us to query history tab. See this one, query history tab. This maybe you heard about query execution plan, right? When you are running any query, you will have a query execution plan. Same way here, you can able to see execution plan. See this one, results, and then limit, and then table scan. It has done the table scan, it has limit, and then it has giving the result. The profile view, you can able to see that finish, scan progress 100%, partition scanned, and then total number of partitions. All these things also we will see that. You can able to see the query details here. The like what is the query ID? Query ID is a unique ID, guys. So we will see that. So when we are working with that, you for every query we are running, you will have a unique query ID. We will have unique query ID. And then you will have a start time, you will have a end time, and then warehouse size. See here, warehouse size it has given extra small virtual warehouse size. When you are running any query here, here you can able to see virtual warehouse size. This is the virtual warehouse. See this one, compute warehouse. Here we have only one virtual warehouse. That's why you can able to see the virtual warehouse details here. That is a extra small, right? Extra small. If I click on this, I can able to see multiple like the different t-shirt sizes. We used to call this as t-shirt size. Going forward again, we will come to this. So if we discuss everything at a time, so we will get confused. This one just I will stop with this. This one you can remember, like for example, in your laptops, you have a laptop based on your RAM size, like 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM. Based on RAM side, RAM size, and then your processor, your performance of your system will be increased, right? Same thing, it is a size here. This is a computation is your system. If you observe, then whatever the size you are assigning, that is nothing but your RAM size. You can relate it, then you can easily understand. Same thing it is showing here. Same thing, it is giving the details here. Like in a query history, see this one, extra small, it has utilized extra small virtual warehouse, right? These are the details, you can able to see that. So same thing, whatever we have done today, right? So this particular documents, it will be uploaded into the drive, and then same recorded session also, it will be uploaded into the drive, guys. The drive link, you will get it from the organizer. You can please the whatever the registered email ID you have given, right? The same email ID you can give to the organizer. They will send you the the drive link to you, and then you can able to see that the video, and then so you can practice the same thing. First 2 to 3 days it will be little the confused for you, because of the user interface. Once you are familiar with this, so what is the option, so where it is available, then it is very the easy to implement it. Okay, so now let me close these things. We will come to the questions here. Close it. Can close. Yeah, here also. Yeah, everything will be by default. It will be saved. Whatever you have done by default, it will be saved. No need to save anything. And one more thing here, Snowflake is auto commit. Whatever you are doing here, whatever the inserting data, deleting, everything will be auto committed. Okay, now if you wanted to log out, click on this, go to the logout. And one more thing, when you are working with that, just to check all these options also. What is documentation, what is the link, it will go to the support, and then what is privacy notes, what is profile, and then what are the options it is available, right? Each and everything. So please go through that and then check all these options also. So we have just clicked on a database, we saw this today, right? And then just click on marketplace, and then click on activity, click on admin, and then what all the options it is available, just go and then just observe this. Okay, so now let's come to the questions. I will go one by one. The chart window, I can see some questions. What are the default size space will be allocated each data type? Yeah, each data type, whatever the default the data types it is available, right? The same thing it will be. So for every data type, the data type will be different. For example, let me come to documentation, so we can see that data types, right? Everything you can able to see. The data types will be available here. Data types and summary, right? You can see this. These are the data types. You can able to get more information about. So in this particular document, yeah. And what is the difference between information schema and public schema? We discussed that, right? Public schema, all the objects will be stored in a public schema. Information schema, information related to the objects available in a public, it will be stored in information schema. It is you can consider that as a metadata, Anil. Okay, yeah, metadata information will be available in information schema. All the objects related information will be available in public schema. How to read the data when you have delimiter in a column value? Yes, we can able to read the data. uh, so you mean to say Vishnu, so what you exactly you are asking, you wanted to read the data
Yeah, for
from the
example, yeah, for
okay.
example, we have a CSV file, which is a employee name and employee number. In the
Mm-hmm,
employee name,
mm-hmm.
Vishnu, comma Reddy, and
Okay,
then comma as employee number as a 10. So now,
okay, okay, okay,
in the
got it, got it.
metadata, we have
Mm-hmm.
employee name, comma number,
Mm.
but in the data, we have three
Delimiter,
values, right?
got it, got it, got it.
Yeah.
Mm. In this case, so each and every column separator, we have option called field optionally enclosed by. Okay, that is the option which it is available.
If
We can able
that
to do that.
that
Yes,
when we have a data in enclosed format, then only that option will be helpful.
exactly. We have to give
So
that option to enclose. We will ask our source team to implement this option. field optionally enclosed. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, if for example in address field
So
you will have n number
yeah,
of commas will be there, it is very difficult to like understand the format.
yeah. By mistake, if we have any such kind of data encountered
Mm,
while
mm,
reading any
mm,
data, right?
mm,
So
mm,
our
mm.
SQL while loading the data into table, it will get failed, right?
Yes, exactly. It will give error.
Okay.
Mm.
It will fail or it will skip that row and it will complete the data
Uh,
loading process.
Yeah, whatever the option we are going to give, based on that, it will. If you give a option in a loading part, skip it, then it will skip. Otherwise, it will load the data. Otherwise, it
Okay.
will give the error. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Can we unload into back to the Excel? Yes, that is possible. We can able to do that. We will see that in the next session. I will show you how to download the particular data in the table. Can we assign constraints to the column? Yes, that is possible. We can able to assign all the constraints. So, but in the Snowflake primary key and foreign key, it will not enforce us. Only not null constraint it will enforce. Remaining constraint for the logical representation, we can able to like just like create it, but it will not enforce us. Okay, we will see. Do you have command line as well? Yes, in the next session we are going to see about command line interface, and then we will see, just we are loading a file here, right? We will see that if the file is having any issues, how to deal with that. If the multiple files you are having in that particular area, how to load specific file, all those things also we will see that. So how to skip, and then how to load, and then how to identify error, and all these things also we will see. Yeah. Command line
No,
also
no.
it is
There is.
available.
Okay. So in general, real time, so we will use command line or GUI.
Only two times only we will use command line to implement put command and get command. That's it. Remaining times
Okay.
we are going to use the same thing. Whatever you are seeing here, right? The same thing
Okay.
we can able to see that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We will come to that. So when we are discussing, so I will show you when to go with that. Is a Snowflake database or a DBMS, or can it act as a NoSQL DB also? Yes, Jay. So when it is coming to this, right? Snowflake is the you can so consider that as like so database. So it depends on our requirement. We can consider that as a database. We can consider that as a like a RDBMS. So and then we can consider as a data lake also. But so I am not sure about no SQL. Okay, that I am not aware. So I have to check on this. So now SQL means not sure. So but it can be act as a data lake, and then RDBMS or databases. When you are defining the relationships and them properly, then RDBMS, just we are utilizing for a database, but mostly so very less time we are going to use it as a databases. Okay. Yeah. Can we learn Snowflake without SQL knowledge? Very difficult, Manjunath. It is not possible. So must and should we should have SQL knowledge. Okay, without that, very difficult. Coding, SQL is mandatory. That's it. Coding is not mandatory. But Snowflake will support Python. It will support JavaScript. It will support PySpark. All these languages it will support. But it is not mandatory to learn all these things. But main the thing prerequisites will be for the Snowflake is SQL. Without SQL, so it is very difficult to learn Snowflake. Because all the things what we are going to do is here everything we are going to write a queries only. We are going to write complete queries here, right? So in the worksheets whatever we are doing, everything it will be in the so queries. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? I will upload these documents, and then I will ask organizer to upload the videos also in the drive. So please go ahead and then practice. And then meanwhile, when you are practicing, if you have any questions, please note it down, and then you can post it in the group also. Any questions? Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions, we will wind up for today. To see you tomorrow, same time. Thank you all. Thank you. Please practice, guys. If you are doing mistake also, don't worry about that. So first time everyone will do that. Okay, don't worry about that. So you will get practice. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. See you tomorrow.